Good.
Good? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Everyone, I'd like to call this meeting to open this meeting. Call to order. Oh. I'd like to start with our monthly reports, please. Honolulu Fire Department.
Good evening, Captain Kihaulao from the Pālolo Fire Station. So the statistics, and this is for July 2025, there were 2 structure fires, 1 activated alarm. As far as the medical emergencies, we had 28 medical emergencies, 3 motor vehicle crash or collisions, and 1 hazardous materials incident. And as far as the safety tips for this month, it has to do with emergency notifications and resources and what timely advice that we have to give. Understanding how you'll be alerted during urgent emergencies and knowing where to find accurate official information is a key part of being prepared. Learn more at honolulu.gov /DEM/stay informed. And there's 2 different alert methods. The first one is opt-in methods, and it's an alert which notifies individuals who have signed up to receive alerts via text, email, or app push notifications, and it's based on user preferences. And then the second one is our public alert and warning systems. And these systems, they deliver urgent life-saving information during immediate threats to public safety, which I'm sure you folks heard this past month. Any questions?
I have none. Board? Anyone online? Okay. Oh. Go ahead.
Now, during the recent tsunami warning, was a siren audible from your station?
I'll be honest, I wasn't here when it was going off. I was down in town trying to, I don't know, I guess make less chaos of things. But so I'm really not sure. I guess that would be more of a question for you folks. Did you folks hear that alarm?
More about that later.
Okay, so I take it you haven't. But I do know that as far as the preparedness on our end, we were ready to respond, and I actually was a part of the team that had our resources ready to do things. As far as our stations, I don't know if you folks noticed the field, they had a lot of the resources that they moved up just in case we needed to clear roads and pathways for our responses. Any other?
No comment. Just keep up the good work, okay? All of you guys.
Thank you.
Especially Pālolo. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And it was very visible. We did see all of the resources on the field. We appreciate it.
Thank you again. Everybody stay safe.
Thank you. All right. Next for monthly reports is Honolulu Police Department.
Yes, good evening. Mirror from District 7, Honolulu Police Department. We're going to begin with the statistics for last month. Motor vehicle thefts, we were at 6. Burglaries at 3. Thefts at 4. UEMVs at 6. Total calls for service, 5,662. And it is back to school, so that'll be our safety tips for this evening. So bicycling, the obvious, of course, wear a helmet as well as bright colored clothing or reflective vests. Make sure bicyclists teach your children to make eye contact with drivers, pedestrians, and other cyclists before, so to be sure that they see you. And other pedestrian for tips for children. Children are impulsive and may act without realizing the dangers around them, such as running across the street to see a friend, chase after a ball, etc. And children are also smaller in stature. Drivers can't see them, and children have no sense of that. Other things to consider is things like clothing, jackets, and sweatshirts, drawstrings especially. Drawstrings may look trendy, but they can get caught off in stuff such including elevators, playground equipment, and cribs. Remove drawstrings on hoods or around the neck of clothing. And that's all I have for that.
Mahalo and mahalo for the safety tip. Do we have any questions from the Honolulu Police Department? Go ahead. Vice Chair.
Hi, Lieutenant.
All right.
I just wanted to say thank you for all the work that you folks do. We saw the news, how Pālolo was in the news this past week, and I've heard a lot of good things about your team and how helpful you guys were that day. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying thank you. Yeah, it's a collective effort from everybody. So thank you.
Anyone else? Earl?
Lieutenant, I talked to you guys about how many times, but anyway, on 10th Avenue, going up 10th Avenue, going toward the Pālolo Chinese home, about 100, maybe about 50 yards, you get speed limit of 50 miles an hour. Okay, I asked them for that probably about 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Okay, but the sign is hard to see. But the thing about them is that I'm there on the corner where the hospital is. Cars are going about maybe 30 miles. They make the turn. You know the turn? You know the reason why I want them to go closer because of the fire department making a turn into the Chinese woman home, right? Or anything turn inside there. So I would like you to have somebody up there check the cars about me, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Okay? I talked to the other lieutenants already. But cars are coming up fast. Because actually it's almost before you hit the corner, probably about 50 yards of 15 miles an hour. They're going. On the 15 miles, they're going probably about 35. Okay? So I'd like to have somebody up there.
Okay, you said something about a sign being obstructed or something. Is that correct?
Well, they probably get about 1 or 2 signs, but you get the trees there. But the most important place is that they should have another sign 15 feet right on Pālolo Chinese woman wall. When you make a turn, you put on sign where everybody can see that already. I've been telling them for how long already? It's just that I don't want to get any accident making a turn over there.
4 o'clock. You're talking about 4 o'clock p.m.?
4 p.m., 3 something.
Okay. We'll see if we can increase the patrols. Unfortunately, speeding. Unfortunately, is just it's an issue island wide. But we'll see if the officers can make a little bit more proactive enforcement over there.
Yeah, they can call me, all right, so I can meet them, man.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions in person, online? Mahalo again, Lieutenant, and thank you for the safety tip. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night. Next on the monthly reports is Board of Water Supply.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank
Okay.
you.
Dominic Diaz with the Honolulu Board of Water Supply. Looking back last month, there were 2 main breaks. So July 10th, 8-inch main fronting 3411 Ka'au Street. And then another break on July 24th, another 8-inch main fronting 1317 9th Avenue. We are currently waiting for final chlorination of the water lines that were installed along Waimau Homestead Road. The installation is complete. Contractor is just waiting to chlorinate the installed mains prior to switching services over to the new mains. We have an upcoming project. I heard Board Member Hack discussing it prior to the meeting. Pālolo Water System Improvements Part 3. The contractor has been given notice to proceed. They're currently ordering and procuring materials. This project is going to be in the back portion of the valley, so along Pālolo Avenue, sort of from the Carlos Long area, wrapping around to the 10th Avenue side, and then some of the smaller streets, so like Kauhana Street, Ka'alani Place, Kaulua Place, Makanani Place, and Holomua Place. So all of the smaller streets tucked in that area there will have water main replacements. I will keep the board notified as to when the project will start, and I'm always available to take any questions or concerns once construction does start. Back to the contractor. Just a general announcement, the Board of Water Supply has started a water wisdom program. So this is a program to support condominiums, townhouses, both residents, property managers in reducing water usage. The program includes on-site or virtual presentations on tips to reduce water usage. We are offering opportunities for water audits for commercial or for communal common areas in townhouse developments, as well as for kupuna 60 years and older. So they'll come in and do sort of a review of your fixtures and tell you where you could replace high flow fixtures with more efficient fixtures to save water, as well as providing conservation materials and other valuable resources for water conservation. And there's information available on our website, boardofwatersupply.com/water wisdom. And I'd be happy to take any questions on behalf of the Board of Water at this time.
Chair, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, Dominic, is it possible that there'll be shut-offs in conjunction with this planned work that's going to start on, I believe, Saturday? Am I correct, the 16th?
I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to check. The last update I got was that they were still securing all their materials for the work. I will follow up on that tomorrow and I could get back to you. The shutoffs are limited to just when they transfer service from the old mains to the new mains. So usually shutoffs are limited to 6 to 8 hours at the, unless there's an issue, it could be extended past that. But it's just they'll install all the new pipe, they'll install new services, and then they do a shut off just to make the switch over. So there
Just one-
shouldn't be extended shutdowns during the construction.
Just one last question. Is it possible that service may be interrupted to Pālolo Chinese Home for that amount of period? Because that's in that area.
I'd have to check the actual sequencing of the project, but let me take that concern back and have our communications group work with the contractor to make sure. Normally, when we do work around hospitals, they do everything to minimize or eliminate, potential shutdowns. So let me go express that concern and make sure that's being addressed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then I have one more, Dominic, if for the program, for the Water Wisdom program,
Mhm.
do you have a point of contact for that program? If we can get that in the chat.
Sure. I'll put it in the chat, but you can always call our communications office. They run all of these programs, 748-5041, but I will drop that in the chat as well.
Thank you. Any other questions online, in person? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have board business. Looking to approve minutes for May 14th and Wednesday, and July 9th. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, next we have the filling of vacancies. And then we will be reading it off by the areas. If you are interested in filling any of these vacancies, please let us know. The first one would be 1, and that is at large. The second, no one online, no one in person. The second area would be sub-district 1. And we have 1 vacancy. If anyone's interested, online, in person, nope. Next one would be sub-district 2. And we have 2 vacancies for that one. And then lastly, sub-district 4. And then we have 1. Please make your way to the mic and then introduce yourself. Thank you.
How's it? I'm Catalina Lizarraga, soon to be Catalina Hanamura, and I live 1 block from the best sandwich on Oahu at Local General. Felt like I live 1 foot from that water main break that happened, the construction at 1 a.m. But when I'm a couple of days a week, I commute to work at the Department of Health, where I'm an epidemiologist studying foodborne diseases. And I've lived in this area about 4 years now, here in Pālolo, about 2, and looking forward to raising my family here and growing old here. And I care about this neighborhood and want to put that care into action by joining the board.
Awesome. Thank you. One more time, can you please pronounce your name?
Yes, Catalina, or you can call me Kat. And then my last name is Lizarraga, which you can just, Lizarraga is it, but it's gonna be Hanamura soon, which might be a little bit easier.
Thank you for that. Would anybody like to nominate?
I nominate Kat for position in sub-district 4.
Anyone second?
Second. Roll call, it needs a roll call.
Roll call?
Chair.
Yes, please. Amelia.
Okay, so I'll call the board members if you would like to nominate or elect Lizarraga. For sub-district 4, you can say her last name. Okay, Oranson,
Is it none? Oh yeah. I'm in support of her joining. Yes, I'm in support.
okay, Hack,
Last name is Lily, or soon to be Hanimura.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Saraga, Lizarraga, I'm support.
Leo, if you can turn your mic on to elect her. Oh, is your mic?
Your mic.
Yeah, there you go.
Could you repeat her last name one more time?
Lizarraga.
Lizarraga.
Okay. Okay. Nakayama. Okay. Palm Suvan,
Lizarraga.
Shiraki.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Taidinko.
Yes, for Lizarraga.
Okay. And Chair.
Lizarraga.
Okay, perfect. So 8 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstentions. Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Recess for swearing in, please.
We're going to recess for a little bit, please. Thank you. I'd like to call to order again. Now moving down to presentations, we have the Koki response in Pālolo, Robbie Snyder, with the who is the community liaison for Oahu Invasive Species Committee.
Aloha, members of the board and the audience. Congratulations to the newest member of the board as well. My name is Robbie Snyder. I'm the community liaison with the Oahu Invasive Species Committee. We work on various invasive species across the island that are high priority and are still capable of being eradicated or highly controlled. One of those is koki frogs, and you might know you have a population up here in Pālolo. It's kind of in the middle along Waioma'o Road if you're headed up that way. HDOA, or now the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, has been taking the lead on the site of koki frogs. OISC has been helping with their monthly sprays and some sound monitors as well. DAB, the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, can't be here tonight, so I'm sharing some of their updates. They're continuing to do the monthly citric spray of about 300 gallons on the Mauka side of the koki population. They're responding on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the evening to any kind of one-offs or reports that they're getting outside of the known population. And then they urge residents to please continue reporting any koki frogs that they may hear, either by phone to 643-PEST, P-E-S-T, or at 643pest.org. And then on the OISC side, to support DAB, we've been doing monthly sprays of about 350 to 400 gallons on the Makai side of the population. So a little bit further down, not quite to the Pālolo Chinese home yet. And then we've also been putting out sound devices to monitor the koki calls before and after our sprays. And we're trying to establish an annual baseline of data to account for seasonality, the reproductive systems of the frogs, and then also various weather events and the ongoing citric application. So we're hoping to come up on our 1-year mark around January next year. And then we'll be able to have a better idea of how effective it is. And then we're also providing ongoing quarterly updates. So you'll see my face here about every 3 months for as long as we're treating this population too. And I'm happy to field any further questions that you might have about it, either now or after the meeting too. I think I'm also under the presenter concerned citizen, but I'm not a concerned citizen, so you don't have to worry about that.
Any questions online or in person?
Madam,
Board Member Hack?
Madam, sir,
Mhm.
are you able, does your budget allow for the citric acid supply to be obtained? Is that federal funds or state?
That's a really good question. We're getting our citric through the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, and they have pretty consistent funding for it right now. So that's not an issue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other?
Expensive. I just want to say it's expensive.
Yeah.
It is very expensive, and we can always use more funds on the OISC side. We've outgrown our base yard, so we can't hire any more personnel until we get more funds to relocate. So if you feel like talking to your legislators, we can always use money. Unfortunately, just not for citric this time around.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any
you.
other questions online, in person? Any other questions online, in person? No? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. And then moving on to the resident community concerns. Or if anyone has announcements. Oh.
Hey, hi, I'm Joanne Nishiki, the Albizia lady, returning. Nothing has been done. We were notified that, where's my? There? Oh, okay. We were notified that there was some, by the mayor's office, I think it was, that there was going to be work on creating a fire break, which we thought would address the fallen Albizia trees in the last maybe 2 high winds ago. Since that time, we've noticed that there's more sky that we can see, which means that there's further falling of albizia trees. This is my collection from August 1st. Now, this is just a little bit because we only had 1 big high winds since we've noticed that the pods have been forming on the trees. So about half, I would say, of the trees, albizia trees, behind Narcissus Street are brown, no green. It's all pods. So in the upcoming, this must be pod season. So in the upcoming, I would say month to 2 months, I expect that I'm going to multiply what I collected from August 1st till now, 2 weeks. I'm going to be coming with numerous bags of this. The last time when I came, I had 2 large bags, and that was only over a period of 1 week. And that was at the tail end of it. So, you know, it's like we're saying help. I know that a lot of attention is spent on Manoa, but I'm thinking common sense wise, wouldn't it be good to address it before it becomes the problem that Manoa has? Yeah, so again, the fire, you know, what's the status on the fire break? And what's the status on, we were working pretty closely, or Calvin Say's office was working pretty closely with us, but you know, that office, they're gone. So what's next? And then
Hi, I'm Philip Akil, and I'm in partnership with her. One of the things that, well, talking about invasive creatures, we're also talking about albizia trees being invasive. So in the back of our mountainside, we have a lot of them. And again, the last time we came here to talk about it, the tree collapsed and it was close to her house. We have now one that's going right on the borderline of the, how you say, the state of Hawaii land, or the border water supply property, or the Department of Land and Natural Resources. I have no idea. Every time we call, we have 3 departments that have to go through. And we get this, it's not my place, you have to call another number. So it's a continuous situation. There is a tree as an invasive plant. Trees growing next to the fence, that if you have another high wind, if it collapses, it's going to hit one of our house. And I know this one is right on a fence, on that 3 criteria company that we have for the mountainside. Because I'm looking at it, it was a twig before. I think I talked about it before. Now it's a tree. So the other thing about it is that I think I brought up about the water pressure, dealing with on Narcissus Street. I have no idea why the water pressure is really low. We had asked questions about it. I think the last time I was here in the meeting was in March. And it was brought up on April, but I couldn't attend because I was taking classes. So I couldn't come back for quite a while till now. So those are the things that she and I are particularly concerned. And I hope you guys can help. Thank you. The canal that's behind our house, it's full of debris. Anyway, I remember asking this private company if they're going to clean it out. And what was told to me many times ago was that they had contract only to the front part of clearing the debris from that grid where the water accumulates. Anything above that, we would have to go to whoever is supposed to be in charge of it. And it's kind of silly because they clean the front, but yet they got the backside of all the debris coming down. and they're coming right back down to the grid. And when it pours down there and all the debris comes down, a couple times I've been out there and I see the Department of Water Supply coming rushing up there, trying to clean all these things out. I mean, it's kind of hazardous for them, because if the thing really was full, I see it already come down, overflow, and hit some of the houses down the bottom. So just to let you folks know what the kind of concerns that we have up there. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm so sorry, sir. Did you give us your name, your first and last name? Sorry. Sure.
Philip Akil.
Mahalo. Thank you so much for that. Do we have any other concerns? Okay. Announcements.
All right. Okay. My name's Rodney Arias. I live on Ka'au Street. I'll do to the board and everyone here. I got some good news to share, I guess. A week ago, I go to a church called Unified that's right on 10th Avenue. And my church, and along with 5 other churches, got together and we helped do a back to school bash for the kids who live in Pālolo homes. And it was such an amazing event to see all the kids and families come out. We planned for about 100, maybe 30 kids, and over 200 something kids came, and 300 plus families. I mean, it was just an amazing event to see churches come together and help the community. So the churches were so excited about getting together and bringing the community together that they're doing another night to come together to pray for our community, our schools, our government, and our state. So that's happening on August 25th. Oh, excuse me, Saturday, August 23rd at Kaimuki Christian Church. And so I want to invite the board, if you guys want to come down, or anyone in the community, just to get together, pray for our community, pray for our leaders, pray for our state, and come together. I think we're seeing a lot of momentum in the community now, and as churches, we just wanted to come together and do something for the community. So that's all I wanted to share tonight, and I hope you guys have a great night. Mahalo.
Mahalo for that. Thank you. Any questions, feedback, concerns? Board, online? Vice Chair? All right. Thank you again for sharing concerns and the update on the community. Let's see, we'll move down to elected officials. Congressman Ed Case. All right. We're going to skip over to City Council Member Scott Nishimoto.
Thank you. Good evening. I know you're disappointed. You got me instead of Kylie tonight. Everybody's disappointed when they see me. Scott's here. Okay. It's an update from some questions you guys had last month. I think, Chair, you had a question about the new outdoor lighting court at Pālolo Valley District Park. We checked with DPR and they said it's in the scope development process phase. I asked them what that was, but we're not sure exactly what that means. But they did say it's in the scope development phase. And in this year's budget, the appropriation for the park was for the gym renovations and the roof on the pool pump building. So I think those are 2 questions you had last month, Chair. One announcement, this Sunday, there's going to be a free tax preparation clinic at 829 Pensacola Street. It's being put on by the Giving Circle Church. These VITA tax preparation clinics, they're really great. We put on one when I was at the Capitol for probably 15 years. People can come down, get their taxes prepared for free by tax professionals. So just wanted to put that out there. I know we had some community concerns. We are the new Calvin Say's office. So my staffer Kylie and I will come talk to you guys after. If it's on city property, we can definitely take care of it. If it's on state property, that would probably be a Jackson, Senator Ihara type question. But if it's on our property, then we can help. So, okay.
I'm sorry, when is that event, the tax prep?
It is this Sunday
This Sunday.
from 1 to 4:30.
Do we need anything or is there a flyer information?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't we can put the flyer in the chat.
Awesome.
Normally you have to bring all your tax papers. When we put it on for the capital one, we would sell out in like a couple days. It's so popular. So it's a good service.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Online? No? We're okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thanks. Then next we have, uh-oh. Yeah. Represent. You go ahead
Last
and
name,
introduce
like-
yourself. Yes.
Aloha Chair, board members, community members. My name is Regina Malipeai. I am the mayor's representative. I was just actually reassigned from Kahalu Neighborhood Board, and now I'm here with all of you. So I look forward to learning more about your community issues and trying to help you in whatever way possible. I'm actually the second deputy director of the Department of Planning and Permitting. So don't bring all those questions yet, but in the mayor's, as the mayor's rep, I am just going to provide a report or follow up to some of your issues. I just read it today, so bear with me, but it seems like you've been waiting for some of these responses for a while. So I'll try to briefly go through them, but there's some things that I will provide to Camellia to put into your minutes because there's like names of streets and everything like that. So, okay, so the first is private roads in Pālolo. A resident would like to know what roads in the Pālolo district are privately owned and also know who are the owners of those roads. Of course, DTS or Department of Transportation Services and the Department of Planning Permitting referred this to the Department of Design and Construction, who provided a response. That they only have information on city-owned property, not private road ownership. Consequently, there are a list of private roads that we can provide. They're not definitive or conclusive, but at least it gives you some information. There's about 10 of them. So if you guys don't mind, I'll provide the list to you and then you guys can ask questions. The second issue is water main breaks. A resident would like more information on who is paying the private contractors that do the final repavement of roads that have had a water main break, whether it's public or private road. And the response was that pipes are owned by Board of Water Supply, regardless if the road is private or city owned. The Board of Water Supply will make the repairs and then they'll hire a private contractor to do the final paving of the break area, usually within 30 days. Let's see. Board of Water Supply is ratepayer funded. And these are the monies they use to hire the repaving contractors, as well as other operations at the agency. So the Board of Water Supply does not receive any funding from property taxes. If the pipes are privately owned and in a private road, it would be the homeowners who would pay for the break as well as the paving of the break area. Okay, and then the last, number 3, was a request for update on research to reposition or adding an additional speed limit street sign on 10th Ave. And this one I can see was discussed as far back as last September 2024. They provided a response, and so we have some updated responses. The Department of Transportation Services has completed its investigation into the board's request to evaluate the speed limit signage along 10th Avenue between Kula Kaiaupuni, Oanuinue, and Pālolo Chinese Home. They apologize for their belated response. The Department of Transportation Services, or DTS, so I can not say that, follows the manual on uniform traffic control devices, the national standard approved by the Federal Highways Administrator. The current spacing of speed limit signs on 10th Ave is in accordance with that manual with that manual's guidelines. Our site inspection found that speed limit 25 signs are appropriately placed and in good operational condition. A review of the area's traffic collision history within the past 3 years did not reveal any conditions, trends, or unusual circumstances which would necessitate additional traffic control devices at this time. However, they did observe that the school crossing ahead sign or pavement markings are faded. As such, they've issued a work order with the Department of Facilities Maintenance, or DFM. So they did that, and DFM is confirming that they have received that order, that work order. If you want to get updates on that work order, you can contact 808-768-3622, or hopefully we can provide updates in a future meeting. Yeah. And then the Department of Facilities Maintenance said they have received the order and they will work to schedule that pavement markings or to refresh it as resources are available in good weather conditions, but we'll check on that. Okay, and then the last follow-up is the fencing on Mackay side of 10th near, let's say, near or across from La'i Road. The board would like to know if additional wire fencing is needed alongside the sidewalk on 10th Ave to prevent accidents of people falling down the steep, heavy vegetation portion on the Mackay side of the road. DFM is investigating the 10th Avenue area and will determine whether the existing railing should be extended or chain link fencing should be installed. So hopefully we'll get an update to that as well. That's all I have. If you have any questions or other concerns.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I spoke with so this is about the first report that you had about the private roads. So I talked to the constituent that came last time, and the context of that was maintenance for those private roads because there's a lot of private roads here in Pālolo. So, and it is the responsibility of the owner for their section of the private road, right? So I think the constituent wanted to know what is the process like to have those roads turned into city roads so that the city can maintain them, if that's possible, and what are the regulations now for maintenance, just so that he can get his neighbors along on the same page. So,
Okay,
thank you.
we'll have a follow-up.
Any other questions, board? Go ahead.
You know, talking about 10th Avenue, before you reach the Chinese woman home, you got 15 miles speed limit sign. Okay, so I was about 100 yards or so. So I was going about 45, 35 over there. I suspect that they cannot see that sign. Okay, for them. And you should add another sign on the pole right next to the Chinese woman home when you go up 10th Avenue. You made the trip. And you can see the sign clear. The rest of it is close next to the trees, so I don't know. You know, they might assign. But that's 15 miles an hour, you know. All the way from, what's the name of the street? Anyway, from a turn, probably about 100 yards or so or more. You know, that's all 15 miles an hour as you go before you make the turn. Cars are going about 35 miles, you know. So you gotta clear a sign and put another sign there so people know about making a turn right in front of the Chinese woman home.
Okay.
And the other one is, you know, you talked about the fence. I talked about the fence. okay? That fence, you have to put that on because when people go on outside to use the bathroom or can be anything else, they can slide down. You know, it's steep over there, so you gotta continue, you have to continue the strength, the fence. Also one on Wakai side of 10th Avenue.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, board members. Anyone else? Any questions or concerns online, in person? Nope. Okay, thank you so much.
I brought some mayor's newsletters in case you guys want.
Perfect. Appreciate it. And then next up, we have Josh Green's representative, Kiele Emetsen.
Aloha, good evening, everyone. Kiele Amundsen with the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, Communications Director representing the Governor's Office. Just wanted to share some news coming out of the state agencies. So July 26th, the Department of Health announced that Hawaii marked its 35th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. This day honored the disability rights movement and the decades of advocacy led by people with disabilities for full inclusion, independence, equal access, and quality of life. We are in dry season, as you know. Summer months can pose some threats. So it's important to do an assessment of your properties and avoid activities that will spark any type of fires. So I want to share some tips with you. Make sure to clear defensible spaces, remove dry vegetation and combustible material from and around structures. Don't burn debris, discard cigarettes, use open flames outdoors. Make sure to clear your gutters, know at least 2 ways out of your neighborhood, and have an emergency kit prepared always. And then just have an emergency plan, an evacuation plan for your family, and make sure to practice it. Just a couple of days ago, the DLNR Legacy Land Conservation Program invited grant applications from state and county agencies and nonprofit land conservation organizations for fiscal year 2026. There's approximately $6.7 million in grant funds available for award. These grants are aimed to preserve and protect land through acquisition that has natural, environmental, recreational, scenic, cultural, agricultural production, or historic value. Today, the governor introduced his 2025 Hawaii Policy Book, which outlines his plans for the future of Hawaii. It covers plans on housing, healthcare, public safety, and climate resilience, and his efforts on building a better future for the next generation. For more details and highlights, you can read his monthly newsletter, Kialoho. I brought some tonight, or you can find it online at governor.hawaii.gov. Pending any questions, that's my report.
Madam Chair. Hi, Kiele. As you know, we experienced a tsunami warning, which was quite serious, and information that may not have been confusion on the size of the earthquake, which caused this. And to cap it off, here in the valley, I was listening for the sirens, and I could barely hear a siren. And I think that I asked the fireman here earlier whether she heard the siren, and she wasn't on duty. But I really think that this matter of the siren should be expedited. That's audible in the valley. I mean, especially with the locally generated tsunami, where there's no time for news reports. Tsunamis generated from a locally sourced earthquake, including the large slumps that we've had in prehistoric times. And they have found loose coral at 1,500 feet elevation due to this massive influx and sudden influx of water. So I really urge the state to get on the ball about installing an audible siren in Pālolo Valley. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I understand your concern, and I know that I had reported prior meetings that Haima is, I believe, Pālolo is not in an inundation zone, and our priorities are to focus on sirens that are. However, that doesn't negate the fact that we are looking to maintain those sirens that are out of the inundation zones. I believe that the Pālolo siren is in our maintenance log for next year. So I can report out for next meeting the exact time frame.
I have a follow-up. There's a gentleman in the audience. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Philip Akio again. On Narcissus Place, I think there is a facility, siren facility on the street, but when the sirens was going off, again, it's dealing with where the priority is, and being in Pālolo Valley, way up Narcissus side, I wasn't sure if it's supposed to go off or not, but it didn't go off. And when it does go off, people will hear it. But it's just that after you were saying that, the high risk areas was the first priority areas that you were concerned with. And for us up Colors alongside, it's not, but still the sound did not go off at all. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I wanted to just reemphasize that a local tsunami generated with a locally sourced earthquake puts us all at risk, and the inundation zones are not designed for that.
Yes, I understand your concern again. We are trying to address the siren situation, and I know that there are 418 sirens that the state maintains. So I know that the administrator is working on a schedule to help fast track some that, again, are in inundation zones. And I understand your concern, but it all does come down to funding as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, are you trying to say right now that the county of Honolulu doesn't require siren for fire alarm? That's what you're trying to say.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
What you guys trying to do right now, you guys trying to cancel that. We don't need siren for emergency. Is that what you're trying to say?
So I know that sirens is just one method of alerting the public that there is imminent danger coming our way. So we do highly encourage the public to sign up for alerts, and that is with the city and county. I believe they announced earlier, it's Honolulu Alert is a really good alert system that provides real-time messaging to people on their smartphones.
Siren, mean all the time, okay? We go back to me. You want to go back to 20s? Every fire building when we get something, they always on siren for people can hear. Okay. Now I noticed that after a line of fire, they don't talk about siren. Because I tell you something, my suggestion is that if there were a siren, I would say more than half of the people would have been saved. That's a fact there, that's all. I don't want to hurt the top guy who's trying to say we don't need siren. I talk to everybody on the 25 story. What if we don't have siren? Well, they all like siren so they can know what's going on. And then they find out, where the fire is or whatever. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. We got to have siren. Okay? That's the first thought trouble. You get the styrene, so people all jump around and looking around and see what's going on. Because all I know is about them that they were talking about in Lahaina. The styrene never go on because they're playing Hawaiian lecture. The power went off. Fire was up there, which is true. But everybody who's responsible for a styrene station, fire alarm, got to have backup power, battery. Okay? Probably they never had, they never check them. And even I went check, I'll tell you something. HMSA, you know HMSA building? I want to stop. I went down there for go check the fire alarm. Okay? And the guy who's in charge of HMSA was giving me a bad time. You know, I told him you got to get on outlet, each outlet, strictly for the fire alarm. For the fire alarm station, you know what I mean? Whatever. Give me a bad time, I say better, you know. I could have had him fired. I what I mean. But then, so then I went to the main box and I made one test. We made a test and the fire alarm went on for maybe 2 minutes, I went off. You know, we put it on the emergency, you know. We know we had power, but I put them on emergency. 2 minutes went off, the battery went down. All those things gotta be checked. So what I do, I told them, guys, you gotta get them detector screen on the battery start beating, you know, really, if it's low or high, you gotta change the battery. You see, people don't care about that kind of stuff now, you know what I mean? But I can talk about HMSA because what I mean. That was my area to check too, and plus I like HMSA because I used to play golf with them, you know, so. But then the guy to go fight with me and telling me, why we gotta do, well, you picking on me. We gotta do all this. I told him it's safety for the people. When I talk to the people out there, they all agree, yeah, they gotta get some kind of stuff to warn them. You know, so I don't get this stuff straightened out. Yeah, we need sirens first so people can jump out and look around. Yeah, so I talk to everybody when they go out to buildings like maybe 25 story. I tell them what happens when the siren doesn't go and only get a TV, say something. Would you like siren? No, they like siren, so you can know something is happening.
Yeah. Thank you, for Shiraki. Thank you. And we appreciate the additional information of that Honolulu alert. That's really helpful because we all know that we should not just count on one source of alertness, but many different. Yeah, plan A through Z. Any other questions? Good. All right. Moving on to Representative Jackson Sayama.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board, members of the public. Thank you for having me. My name is Jackson Sayama, State House Representative for this area. Before I begin, sorry, I missed the first area. Did the Board of Water Supply already announce their construction project on 10th Avenue? Yeah, they did. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. I do want to acknowledge Robbie and their team on the Oahu Invasive Species Council. Thank you for letting me tag along. I did go up in the valley and experience firsthand the work that they were doing to combat the coqui frog invasion over there. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work for spraying this acid, a lot of logistical prep. And then you do it for maybe, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes and it's all PAL. And then you have to lug all this equipment back down and then back up the valley. So let me tell you, it's a lot of work. So really props to them. Thank you for doing all that. And yes, like I said, when we was there, I promise I will help to support you guys in the legislature regarding that funding to expand your operations. Also, thank you to, on a separate note, Pālolo Honganji for their amazing event at the Bon Dance, and thank you for the Pālolo Lions Club for their volunteers, and to all the organizations in the community that make that wonderful event happen. So we look forward to that again next year. From the state side, like you've heard from Haima, we're still working on the sirens. I did receive a number of concerns from residents during the tsunami warning. Fortunately, we weren't in danger at that point, but right, better safe than sorry. We always want to be prepared. So we will try to push for those construction projects to be expedited as soon as we can. On the other side, for legislation, I'm continuing to work on issues relating to labor, workforce development. It's been very difficult in the labor market to get a job. So we're trying to figure out more creative ways with the Chamber of Commerce and DLIR to figure out how we can expand our workforce pipeline. And this legislative session, we were able to pass a significant amount of funding to expand our paid internship program for the state and partners in the private sector as well. So that's only one facet of this large problem. And actually tomorrow we'll be having a working group on paid family leave, bringing different stakeholders together to draft paid family leave policy that hopefully we could get passed next year or the year after. Aside from that, I'm still going around the neighborhood, so feel free to let me know if there are issues. Oh, one last thing. I did meet with residents along 10th Avenue right across Anuenue. There has been concerns about a individual who has been feeding the feral chickens and caused a huge boom in the population there. So we're trying to figure out funding sources from DLNR to get some maybe cages for the chickens so we can capture them and dispose of them. But if not, yeah, probably use campaign funds to get the cages. There's a service on Sand Island. They basically provide cages to private persons for like 10, 20 bucks a piece, and then we could dispose with that. So hopefully that problem will go away in the next, I don't know, 3 months or so. Yeah, and with that, I'm open to questions.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Member Hack.
So there was a timeline on the siren issue that was issued earlier. And I won't point any fingers, but when someone says 60 days, I think that's, we need to know that that's was 60 days to get some action. And we have not seen the action in 60 days before. I don't know when that was made, but I did hear it. And I don't think my memory is faulty. And,
No, you are right. Our office, after receiving a number of complaints or concerns after the tsunami warning, did receive information that this particular siren was on a list and it would be completed within 30 to 60 days. Again, I'll work with Haima and those in the executive branch to figure out an exact timeline, but again, sooner the better.
And if there is a delay, we need to know. I mean, this is an important issue, and especially this time in the warning, because there was confusion about the earthquake and its magnitude. It was larger than, and it was bumped up twice in
Right.
magnitude, and as such, this is it's a really a matter of urgent matter. Thank you.
No, I get you. I live up on St. Louis Heights, so a lot of my family who were living, near the water, they all came up to my house and we're all, waiting for something to happen. Fortunately, nothing did, but it's a real threat. And so, I do take it seriously. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Justin, I've been talking to you over 2 years about a fire alarm siren now.
Yeah.
And after that, that's what, right after that, in fact, even before the line of fire.
Yep.
And what kind of excuse they get when they say they can't make the siren ring? They're using an excuse, I just paid, but, it's gotta be after the fire. Maui one. That's all I noticed, but I know all about fire alarm, and you know what I mean. Never had no problem before that. If it's school, you gotta make a check so it works and the siren goes on. It's not where you going no noise and they go to the TV. You gotta get siren for the kids so they can come out of the class.
Yep.
Siren is number one. Gotta be. You gotta be there. Any place. And over here, we never hear the siren for almost 2 years now. They said they're gonna get siren test and we don't hear nothing. Okay, the thing about it right now, instead of we just grumbling, you gotta have siren no matter what. Okay? I'll talk to anybody. You understand it? Or representative, they don't need siren. I would debate with a guy. You gotta have siren. Okay? That's the first down now. Plus, some other safety stuff here again. But siren is number one to make all the people wake up that something is up.
Thank you, Board Member
Okay.
Shiraki.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Jackson. On the paid leave working group, is that going to be something public, or is that more that the legislators are working on?
For now, we are limiting it to those who are on the working group of the resolution. But eventually, we probably would solicit public input. Right now, because it's such a complex issue, and while everyone does seem to agree that we should have it, no one has agreed on how to have it. So we don't want it to open it up to the public yet without consensus. And then so we'll be working on it for now. Again, it's the first meeting tomorrow. So hopefully maybe later, maybe November, December, we could have a public meeting.
Awesome. Any other questions or concerns? For Representative Jackson Sayama? Nope. Online? Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jackson, keep on doing a good job.
Next, we have Senator Leslie Hara online.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm since the legislature adjourned in May, we are not going back into session, a regular session, until January 18th of next year. So I'm here mostly in the interim to listen to what the community members, your leaders, and the community are concerned about, particularly with an eye toward legislation, and sometimes we may play go-between with the executive branch if some agencies are not being responsive. We can contact the director and so forth. So there's really not much change since we adjourned in last session. We are looking at a possible special session in October or November. That's probably tied to the continued resolution in the Congress, which funds a partial budget. And, there's always a threat to shut down the government or come up with some kind of a political deal. And we just don't know. The degree of uncertainty is pretty high as to the politics in Congress. We, I think, have a really good representation by our congressional delegation. So I feel pretty comfortable about that. And so we may be going back. In fact, I expect to go back. We're expecting to go back before Thanksgiving. I'd be happy to answer any questions I sent my contact information for the new members. There's a lot of new members, phone and email. I have 2 full-time staff. Well, I'm not in all the time. I'm a night person, as you can see, but I have 2 full-time staff year-round. So where we're needed, we work with constituents.
Thank you. Any questions for, go ahead.
Les is the senator, is the Quest or Medicaid projection okay now, or is it going to require special session?
I think we're going to wait till there's fears about there'll be cuts and how we can accommodate it within our current budgets. Right now, the governor, from what I hear, we're able to accommodate the big bill that Congress passed. But we need to brace for, see, the Congress folks on the White House side say there were no cuts to Medicaid. But we believe that there will be effects and eventual cuts, but we have to figure out how they're going to do it and in effect, how people will be denied medical care, which is our greatest concern. So we're keeping an eye on it, and particularly I think the Lieutenant Governor and the Governor are doing a great job and we have good contacts with our congressional delegation. They're all working as a team, and so I feel pretty comfortable with the kind of information we're getting.
Thank you.
Board members, anyone in person, online? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
No questions. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Next, we have the announcements. Our next board meeting would be scheduled for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Same place here at Pālolo Elementary and online. O-level rebroadcasts are available as well. Before we adjourn, I'd like to double check with the board. And our neighborhood assistant. Good? Okay. We appreciate everyone online for attending as well as in person. We really do.
Chair, could I ask
Yes,
a question?
Yes.
You know, I read the July 9th Pālolo Neighborhood Board meeting, and it said here that the board voted unanimously to have a recess in September of this year, January of 2026 and June 2026. Is that my reading it wrong?
I'm going to double check. Can you please hold on? Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, if you just download the minutes.
You are correct. I do apologize, everyone. We are on recess September, so we do not have a meeting next month, September 10th. Our next meeting would be on October 8th, and that would be Wednesday, Pālolo Elementary, as well as online. Thank you for catching that one. And then do we have any other concerns? Nope. I just want to say thank you guys for attending our meeting online and in person again. Just like Vice Chair Andrew had mentioned earlier about the home invasion in our community. Please be safe, everyone. Please secure your homes, check on your neighbors, know your neighbors, right? Yeah. But we just want to appreciate, this is our community, and we appreciate everyone for coming and voicing your concerns as well as celebrations. Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.